Hi guys, it's Alicia, and I am back with another What's for Dinner on WW. I'm going to be showing you what we had for dinner this week on WW. We're on the green plan, but I will be showing you the points for not only the green plan, but the blue and purple too, because I know not all of you are on the green plan. So let me jump in here and show you what we had for dinner this week. Tonight I am doing a taco bubble up. Now I talk about the bubble ups all the time. I love them. I will link the videos to the other ones that I've done, including this one down below if you want to check out other ones besides this one. But I would say this one is probably my favorite, to be honest. I just think it is so good. And as with all the bubble ups, they're all very easy to make. So this one's just gonna start with a pound of lean ground turkey. You can use lean ground beef if you want. In fact, I do believe the recipe that I have that I'm gonna link down below, or the video that I've done on this, I used ground beef back then. But since I have kind of switched to ground turkey for the most part. So I'm just starting with this pound of lean ground turkey, and I'm gonna get this browned up. Now that that turkey's brown, I'm gonna add in some taco seasoning and some water. And I'm gonna cook that until most of that water has evaporated out of there. Now that most of that water has evaporated out of there, I'm gonna add in some garlic. And some veggies. Here I've got a chopped bell pepper, about a half a bunch of green onions, maybe a little more, and there is a medium red onion. So I'm gonna just add all this in here. And just stir this in and let this cook for a couple minutes until those veggies start to soften up a little bit. Now I'm gonna add in some enchilada sauce, can of Rotel, and a can of black beans that have been rinsed and drained. And I'm gonna stir that all together. Now I'm gonna add in about a cup of a low-fat cheese, and I'm just using a Mexican style blend of cheese here. That's low fat, and I'm going to just stir this in. And then lastly, I'm going to put in some biscuits that I've cut up here. Now in the video that I show making this, that I'm gonna link down below, I used the whole can of biscuits. I don't do that anymore because I'm now back on Weight Watchers and have been for a while now. So back when I did the video on this, I wasn't necessarily on Weight Watchers at that point, and so I used the whole can. But if you use the whole can, that's gonna add quite a bit of points to this. So you can also buy 7.5 ounce cans of biscuits, which is how many ounces of biscuits that is. It's 7.5 ounces. But I always just buy the larger ones at Aldi and then just use half of a can. So I'm gonna get this all mixed in here. All right, now that I've got that all mixed in there and those biscuits have kind of broken up, as you can see here, and kind of just evenly dispersed throughout that, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to pour it into this 13 by 9 inch pan that I've sprayed with a little bit of olive oil. And now I'm gonna bake this for about 25 minutes at 350. Now that that's baked for 25 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and top it with more cheese. And then I'm gonna bake that for another few minutes until that cheese is melted. And here is a serving of that. Now a serving is 1/6 of the casserole, and it is 11 points on the green, and it is 10 on the blue and the purple. Now I like to have this with a little lettuce on top, and then I've also got some fat-free Greek yogurt, a little bit of tomato, and a little bit of green onion on there. And none of that adds any points. So this is a 11-point dinner for me. But as I said in the beginning of this, I love these bubble ups. They are so good, so easy to make, and they're really family friendly too. My kids always like them. So definitely ones that I like to make and are usually in my rotation. And as I said before, I will have this one as well as a couple others that I do linked down below if you want to check those out too. So tonight's dinner is something that is super easy, super yummy, and comes together in just minutes, and that is English muffin pizzas. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this is something that I grew up eating as a kid. I always really enjoyed them, thought they were a lot of fun, and so it's something that I still make today. So, like I said, it's very easy. What I'm gonna start off with here is some of these Thomas 100-calorie or light multigrain English muffins, and I'm gonna just take them, split them open, and set them here on my cookie sheet that I've got some parchment paper on. And I've got my oven preheated to 425. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just lay all these out here. I'm gonna do 6 of them. All right, now I'm gonna just spritz these with a little bit of olive oil. Not too much, just a little bit. And now I'm gonna bake these in my preheated oven at 425 for just a few minutes until they start to brown up a little bit. I let these bake for just about 5 minutes, and they're not necessarily browned, but they are starting to get a little bit of a crunch to them or crust to them, so that's what I'm looking for. So now at this point, and that's just to help prevent the sauce from getting these super soggy, by the way. So now I'm gonna take my sauce and I'm gonna put a little bit on each one of these and just kind of spread it around. Probably about a tablespoon or so. And now I'm gonna take my cheese. I've just got 6 ounces, or I'm sorry, 8 ounces of part skim mozz. So I'm gonna just evenly spread this on the 12 of these. And now I'm gonna top these. Now what I'm using for toppings is Canadian bacon, a little bit of pepperoni, and then I'm using some pineapple because I am one of those people that loves pineapple on my pizza. In fact, I think my favorite kind of pizza is Hawaiian. So sorry to all of you that hate pineapple on your pizza, but I love it. And so I'm gonna use these little cups, and these are no sugar added pineapple tidbits, and they're sweetened with stevia and monk fruit extract. So these, even with the juice, are 0 points. So that's why I'm using these specifically. So I'm not gonna do all of these the same. Some of them I'm gonna do Hawaiian, so those are gonna be just a slice of the Canadian bacon. So I topped 10 of mine with the Canadian bacon, and then I'm gonna do pineapple on just some of these because not everybody wants the pineapple. My son is not a pineapple fan. He did not want pineapple on his. He just wanted pepperoni and cheese. So I'll do these 6 pineapple because my husband likes Hawaiian too. And then on the other ones, I'm just using the Aldi turkey pepperoni, and I've sliced it into each slice into 4 little pieces. So on the ones with the Canadian bacon, I'm just gonna put 1 slice of that pepperoni on there. And then the ones for my son that are all pepperoni, I'm gonna put 2 slices or 8 little pieces on his. Like that. And obviously you can use whatever type of toppings you want. The toppings that I'm using here and the amounts that I'm using, all of these are gonna be the same exact amount of points, and I kind of just did that for simplicity. But again, you can use whatever you want. These are just some of my go-tos, so that's what I'm showing you. And then to finalize it, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this oregano on the top, not a lot, just a little bit. Not on the spoon side though, that would be bad. You could also sprinkle like a little red pepper flakes, whatever you want. for seasoning if you want to add a little extra seasoning to these. All right, those are ready to go back in the oven at 425, and I'm gonna just basically bake these until that cheese is all nice and melted and it's all heated through. So I'll be back once these are done. I let these cook just about 15 minutes and they are looking done. So I pulled them out, but I will show you here what we're having this with and how many points these are on the different 3 plans. And here is dinner tonight. So I've got 2 of these on here, and I've got a top and a bottom of the English muffin just so it's equal. So 2 of these is 7 points on all 3 colors. And like I said before, that's the same of any of the toppings that I did this time. And as I also said, you can definitely do whatever type of toppings you want. You just want to factor that in as far as the points go. And yeah, but 7 points for the 2 of these I think is pretty good. They're yummy. And these are just one of my favorite things to make because, again, as I said, they kind of remind me of my childhood because I had these growing up. And they're just a whole lot of fun. The whole family loves them. And they're so easy to make. So they are definitely a go-to for me. And then with them, I've just got a little side salad here. And I'm going to be using some of this Opa avocado cilantro dressing. This is one of my favorite dressings still right now. So I'm going to be having probably 2 tablespoons of that on the salad, and that is 2 points. So my dinner total for tonight is 9 points. So dinner tonight is going to be Tater Tot Casserole. This is kind of a family favorite, family friendly one. So I like to make this quite a bit. So first I'm starting off with a pound of lean ground turkey, and I'm gonna add in chopped red onion, and I'm gonna just get this cooking in here. I'm also gonna add a little bit of fresh ground pepper to this. But I'm gonna just cook this until this turkey is mostly cooked and those onions are softened. Now that the turkey is almost cooked all the way through, I'm gonna go ahead and add in this bag of rice cauliflower. And this was frozen. I've let it pretty much defrost all the way. Not completely, but mostly. So I'm gonna mix that in, and I'm gonna just let this cook in here for another couple of minutes. Now that that turkey is completely cooked and that cauliflower has had a chance to get nice and warmed up in there, I'm gonna add in some garlic, just a couple teaspoons or so, and then I'm gonna let that cook in here for about another minute until it becomes fragrant. Now I'm gonna turn down my heat and I'm gonna add in some milk, fat-free Greek yogurt, a can of green beans that I've drained, and a can of cream of chicken soup. And then I'm gonna just stir all this together. And I've got my oven preheating right now at 375. All right, now I'm gonna pour this into my prepared baking dish. Smooth that out. And then I'm gonna top with my tater tots. And some cheese. And then I'm gonna bake that in my oven at 375, uncovered, for about 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, here it is done. It cooked for about 30 minutes, and I'm gonna just let it cool a little bit before I cut into it. Okay, and here is a serving of that, which is a 1/6 of the casserole, and it is 9 points on all 3 colors, which really I don't think is that bad, because this is really filling, it's hearty, it's perfect for fall and winter. I think it's just a nice comfort food, and it reminds me a lot of the type of tater tot casserole that I had when I was growing up. So definitely comfort food, and my kids both like this, so it's definitely a kiddo approved food too. But yeah, just really good stuff. And I think that rice cauliflower works really well in this. It makes kind of a good potato substitute, because you would typically use a whole lot more tater tots in a tater tot casserole than I did in this. But I think that cauliflower rice works really well in there in lieu of the tater tots. So yeah, definitely a family favorite. My husband's gonna go ahead and try it. He's tried this before, obviously, and he might have tried it on camera before too, but oh well, we'll have him try it again.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite dishes because, you know, tater tot casserole, I mean, I know there's people that don't like it, but I think there's something wrong with them. And the
Now, wait, let me just say, I used to hate tater tot casserole, so what are you saying about me?
Case in point.
I love it now, though. Okay, anyway, sorry.
And I do like the cauliflower adds that substance that the tater tots would, and I think you mentioned that you can do less tater tots.
Yeah.
And so having less tater tots really doesn't take away anything. You know, there's a sweetness with the onion and the green bean and the cauliflower, and so that just really makes the tater tots and the cheese and the meat really stand out. So,
All right.
yeah, like I said, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I remember as a little kid that I didn't like that, but then as I got a little bit older, I definitely liked it, and now I love it. So, and I think, you know, you can definitely make it a little healthier and it still tastes good.
How many points?
It's 9.
Yeah, I think it's worth the 9 points.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tasting. And that is what we had for dinner this week on WW. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you, as always, so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.